Pregnancy, it can feel like 9 months of being a detective, can it? Every little ache, every twinge, every new sensation sends you down a rabbit hole of worry. But what if I told you that most of those pains aren't clues to a problem? What if, instead, they were messages in a secret language? Your body's way of celebrating the absolute miracle that you're creating. Well, today, we're grabbing the decoder ring because we are going to learn that language together. So let's just put it right out there, the big question. Are the aches and pains you're feeling a warning sign, or are they a celebration? It's so easy to jump to conclusions and think something's wrong. But what if that little cramp is actually a round of applause? What if that stretching feeling is your body throwing confetti, celebrating another milestone? We're going to flip the script today and turn that feeling of worry into one of absolute, pure wonder at the incredible way you were designed. So here's our game plan. We're going to start at the very beginning, listening for those earliest whispers, sometimes even before you know for sure. Then we'll get into your body's brilliant preparations. It's like the ultimate construction project. After that, we'll fast forward to nearing the finish line, and finally, we'll cover the most important skill you can have, listening to your body. All right, let's get right into the heart of it. Your body is doing something utterly breathtaking. It's building a whole new human being, cell by cell. I mean, think about that. This isn't some quiet background process. It's a massive undertaking. There's going to be stretching, shifting, and all sorts of hormonal signals firing off. But these feelings aren't just random static. No, they're progress reports. They are little notifications telling you that the perfect, safest, and most wonderful home for your baby is being built exactly to plan. Okay, I want you to travel back in time with me. Let's go way back, to a moment so early you might not even have a positive pregnancy test in your hand yet. You're just going about your day, and you might not suspect a thing. And yet, your body, in its incredible God-given wisdom, is already sending out the very first subtle whispers that a new life has begun its journey. So what's one of these first whispers? It's something called implantation pain. Now, this one is tricky because it often shows up right around when you might be expecting your period. It can feel like a really mild, gentle cramp or maybe a tiny pulling feeling deep in your lower belly. It's so easy to mistake it for something else. But it's not a sign of trouble. It's the physical announcement that the tiny embryo has finished its long journey and has safely attached to the wall of the uterus. It's officially home. And just look at this incredible journey. It's a marathon. First, fertilization happens. Then, for about a week, this brand new life is on the move, traveling down to the uterus. And that final step, step 3, is the big moment, implantation. That's when the embryo snuggles in and attaches itself to that cozy, nutrient-rich lining. And that is what you're feeling. That little cramp is literally the feeling of your baby moving in. It's the first physical connection between the two of you. Now, something else can happen right around this time that might cause a little panic, so let's talk about it. You might see a tiny bit of light spotting. And when I say light, I mean really light, maybe a little pinkish or brownish. Please don't let your mind race. This is completely normal. Think about it. The uterine lining is full of blood vessels, and as the embryo burrows in to get comfortable, it can disturb a few of them. It's just a little sign that your baby is getting all tucked in and cozy for the next 9 months. Okay, so the tenant has officially moved in. Implantation is complete. So what happens now? Well, now your body shifts into a whole new gear. It's like a project manager just yelled, "Go!" The major preparations for your baby start happening, and that brings on a whole new set of feelings and sensations, all of which are fantastic signs that things are moving right along. One of the biggest worries in early pregnancy is feeling cramps. You think, oh no, this feels just like my period is coming. But let's look closer, because it's usually something very different, called stretch pain. Period pain is usually a dull, persistent ache from contractions. But this pregnancy stretch pain, it feels more like a stretch, a gentle pulling on either side of your belly. And that's because your uterus is starting an incredible expansion. It's going from the size of a small pear all the way to the size of a watermelon. And the ligaments holding it in place, they're like little yoga masters, stretching and adapting every single day. It is a 100% positive sign of your baby's growth. I absolutely love this way of thinking about it. Your body is making room in the nursery. It's not just a cramp, it's the sound of construction. Imagine your body is pushing out the walls, laying down new cozy carpet, and setting up the crib. All that pulling and stretching you feel is just the beautiful, productive noise of your body building the perfect first home for your baby, right on schedule. Okay, let's talk about another classic sign that can be, well, a little uncomfortable. Breast tenderness. They can feel sore, heavy, maybe even a little tingly. Sometimes just putting on a shirt can be like, whoa. So what's going on? It's a huge surge in hormones and a massive increase in blood flow to the area. But here's the amazing part. Your body isn't just causing you discomfort for fun. It is already, in these very early weeks, preparing your baby's first ever food source. It's setting up the kitchen. It's an undeniable sign that your hormones are perfectly in sync and doing their job for a healthy pregnancy. And then there's back pain, the old classic. It can show up way earlier than people expect. As your uterus gets bigger and your baby starts to grow, your whole center of gravity starts to shift forward. So to keep you from toppling over, your back muscles have to step up and work way harder. And that extra work can lead to some aches. But it's not a bad thing. It's a direct result of healthy progress. It's your body being incredibly smart, constantly adjusting and learning a whole new balancing act to support the precious weight you're carrying. Okay, we've spent all this time talking about how these aches and pains are actually good news. They're celebrations, they're progress reports, which naturally leads to a really important and kind of scary question. What if you're pregnant and you feel fine? Pretty normal even. If you're not getting all these cramps and aches, does that mean something is wrong? Let me be as clear as I possibly can be. Absolutely not. Not at all. It is so important to remember that every single pregnancy and every single body is completely unique. Think about it. Some people can drink a cup of coffee at night and sleep like a baby, while others get jittery from one sip. Our bodies just react differently. It's the same with pregnancy. Some people are just more sensitive to these hormonal and physical shifts. Others might sail through the first few months feeling great. The absence of these pains is not a sign of a problem. Your baby can be growing perfectly healthy and strong without you feeling every single little stretch and pull. All right, let's hit the fast forward button. You've made it through the early days, you've navigated the middle, and now you are on the home stretch. Welcome to the third trimester. The finish line is in sight. And as your baby gets bigger and your body prepares for the main event, a whole new crew of physical sensations comes to join the party. One of the signature feelings of the third trimester is pelvic pain. This can be anything from a dull ache to a sharp zinging pain in your hips or deep in your pelvis. And the main culprit here is a fascinating hormone with a perfect name, relaxing. Can you guess what it does? It tells the ligaments in your pelvis to, well, relax. It's loosening everything up to prepare the birth canal for your baby's grand exit. But here's the funny thing, relaxin isn't very precise. It kind of affects ligaments all over your body, which is why you might feel a little more wobbly or clumsy in general. So while it can be uncomfortable, that pelvic pain is your body's brilliant final act of preparation. So we've established that these pains are mostly good news, right? They're signs of progress. But that doesn't mean you just have to grin and bear it. Understanding why they're happening is step one. So now let's move on to step two, actually managing the discomfort, and most importantly, learning to recognize those rare signals that mean it's time to stop guessing and call your doctor. When it comes to managing that back and pelvic pain, little life hacks can make a huge difference. Try to sleep on your side. The left side's usually recommended because it maximizes blood flow. When you're turning in bed or getting out of the car, try to keep your knees together. Think like a mermaid. It helps keep your pelvis stable. And simple things you never thought about, like sitting down to put on your pants instead of balancing on one leg, can be a game changer. Just be mindful, be gentle with yourself, and please, let someone else do the heavy lifting for now. Okay, everyone, I need you to listen very carefully. This is, without a doubt, the most crucial part of this whole discussion. While almost all of the pains we've talked about are normal, you must always trust your gut. The good pains are usually mild to moderate. If you ever experience pain that is severe, that takes your breath away, that's a red flag. If you have heavy vaginal bleeding, we're not talking about that faint implantation spotting. Or if you think for 1 second your water has broken or you're leaking fluid, do not wait. Don't go online to ask a forum. Pick up the phone and call your doctor or midwife immediately. Your intuition is your best guide. So let's end right where we started. Pregnancy really is a conversation. It's a dialogue happening between you and your body, written in this unique language of aches and stretches and whispers. These aren't warnings, they're messages of growth, of preparation, and of an incredible love already taking root. By learning how to listen, you get to replace fear with faith and confidence. And it just makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other amazing secrets is your body and all of its incredible God-given design telling you right now?